أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
I was stripped of all religion in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
And when I came back, eventually I was in the Black Power movement, the Black Panthers. And these things were, they were acute reactions to chronic conditions. And so that means that after a while they just went away. But Islam was more of a, we just say a treatment in a holistic fashion. And so I became a Muslim. The Quran. Now, see, the real, what we call the Handas Salt, the science of sound, the highest manifestation of it is the Quran. The Quran is not music. You've heard like the Adhan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Now, that's very, we just say, inviting, even people who aren't Muslim. And then the way the revelation was revealed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So music plays a great role in religion in the sense that it invigorates, and they say music soothes the savage beast. And what it does, we have an inclination to harmony and to music, and that's why children, babies, would sing songs, nursery rhymes, etc. Well, the way Revelation came, the original Revelation had a rhythm to it. Not music per se, because the Quran has many different styles. But that's what captivated even those who were in opposition to Islam when it came 1400 years ago. Sometimes the recitation or reciting of the Quran, you ever been somewhere and you hear music and you just start patting your feet? So that's the effect that Revelation has when it's recited the way the prophets recited it. And that's the thing that probably motivates Muslims more than anything else when it comes to harmonic rhythm. So I would say the Quran. And we recite it in our 5 daily prayers, and it's recited in Arabic, and we recite it using, it's almost like a science like music. It's a science. It's a way to recite it, and the science is of such a nature. I can recite the Quran, and someone who only speaks Mandarin, they can hear it and they can understand it and they can be moved by it. They don't speak English. I don't speak Mandarin. ولله جنود السماوات والأرض وكان الله عليما حكيما. الله أكبر. The 5 daily prayers. The Quran is recited in the 5 daily prayers. So if you came at dawn, it would be the same thing. We would recite it aloud. The Imam recites, and we have 114 chapters in the Quran which we can choose from, but we always recite the opening chapter in every prayer. That's the Al-Fatiha. The Quran has 6,600 some verses. We have to recite at least 3 of them in every unit of prayer. And we do at least 2 units of prayer in each of the 5 daily prayers. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. So what you heard the Imam reciting from the Quran. And then in the first unit of prayer, I recited the opening chapter, and then I recited parts of chapter 48, the first 5 verses. And then in the second, It was the 110th chapter, and it's only 3 verses in that. But the imam does the reciting, and then when he finishes, and he does the takbir, Allahu Akbar, and he goes to the next position, and the congregants follow. And so there's things that tell us when to move. And so we begin standing upright, and we end up back in the fetal position or back in submission to God. So that's the thing that is the unifying factor in Islam more than anything else. Because we all face the same direction, and we say the same thing, and we pray in the same manner. We have the same number of units. And I think if we look at descriptions in the Bible about how Jesus prayed, how Moses prayed, and it indicates that they put their face to the ground. So Islam, the sense of following the imam is leading you in the prayer, you follow him. And when we get to the end and we say Assalamu alaikum, then you're free to go. But the way the Quran is, because see, it was revealed to a people who had phenomenal memories. And they had a very strong oral tradition. They didn't have any books in Arabian, no books at all at the time the Quran was revealed. So they had to remember it. And there are literally millions of people who know the whole Quran from beginning to end. They're called Hafiz. So music has a value, but the greatest instrument is what? No, the human voice. That's the greatest instrument. And so, we have songs, we have poetry, but we have the Quran. And the Quran is probably the thing that is our most valuable resource. It is our most valuable resource, so that's the basic medium of exchange in Islamic culture.